Last night before bed, I decided to have a glass of milk. And once I was in bed, staring at the ceiling and trying to fall asleep, my brain did that thing it always does. I started wondering how people preserve milk before refrigerators, because milk spoils fast, and humans have been drinking it for thousands of years. So, what did they do? What I found out is stranger than anyone imagines. In parts of Russia and Finland, for centuries, people used to put live brown frogs directly into their milk containers, not as a prank, not out of superstition, as a preservation method. A living frog calmly floating in the milk. And it actually worked. Milk with a frog in it stayed fresh longer. It didn't sour as quickly. People noticed this long before they had any idea why. They just knew that if a frog went into the milk lasted. The frog most often mentioned is European brown frog, Rana temporaria. It's a species that tolerates cold, survives long periods in water, and most importantly, doesn't immediately die in milk. The frog would usually sit near the surface, breathing, while the milk stayed usable for longer than expected. For a long time, this was just one of those folk practices passed down without explanation. No one knew the mechanism. It wasn't magic, it wasn't luck. It was chemistry and biology doing that thing quietly. Fast forward to modern science. In the early 2010s, researchers, including teams linked to Moscow State University, studied amphibian skin secretions and confirmed something remarkable. Frog skin produces antimicrobial peptides, natural compounds that kill or inhibit bacteria and fungi. In the case of Rana temporaria, peptides like brevins are especially effective. These peptides can suppress the growth of bacteria commonly responsible for milk spoilage, including species related to Staphylococcus and Salmonella. As the frog sits in liquid, tiny amounts of these compounds are released into its surroundings. Not enough to harm humans, but enough to slow microbial growth. So the frog wasn't cleaning the milk. It was acting as a living antimicrobial filter. The people using this method didn't know about peptides or bacteria. Germ theory didn't exist yet, but empirical knowledge did. If something worked consistently, it stayed in use. And this did. It's important to say this clearly. This is not a recommendation. Raw milk is risky, frogs can carry pathogens, and modern food safety exists for a reason. But historically, this wasn't random or stupid. It was an accidental discovery of natural antibiotics centuries before science had words for them. I'm Mari, and this is Midnight Question.